Good, happy Thursday morning, November 19, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Thursday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine and get this Thursday off to a good start, so sit back, relax, and grab that cup of coffee and enjoy The Morning Show with Riley King. Happy Thursday morning, everyone. We got lots of stuff we're talking about today on The Morning Show with Riley King, so let's begin. First up, we're going to begin with the Johns Hopkins University and Medicine COVID-19 dashboard. Let's take a look at that right now. And here's a look at that dashboard for all of you right now, as you can all see. Your global cases are 56,358,603. Your U.S. cases are 11,530,345. Your global deaths are 1,351,381. Your U.S. deaths are 250,548. And that is a look at your COVID-19 dashboard from Johns Hopkins University and Medicine. Now let's get to the other news. Oxford University vaccine results show strong immune response in older demographic. Oxford's much anticipated Phase 3 results are now expected within weeks. Oxford University this morning announced more promising news in development of its COVID-19 vaccine. The result from Phase 2 of its AZD122 vaccine trial, published in the Lancet on Thursday, show that the vaccine is more effective for the older demographic as it is for the younger. Small towns are the new face of COVID-19 pandemic as U.S. passes 250,000 deaths. Rural counties with the worst possible public health setup you could imagine. Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr. amplified claims of election fraud. Analysts show the president's oldest sons reportedly retweeted misleading videos. False and misleading election-related claims already running rampant on social media in the weeks of this year's race were given an exploitation boost in exposure after they were shared by Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, a new analyst commissioned by ABC News has found. Biden congratulates Pelosi on Speaker nomination. President-elect Joe Biden is congratulating Nancy Pelosi for her nomination to serve as Speaker for another term. Tiny owl found inside Rockefeller Christmas tree after 3 days with no food or water. The owl, named Rockefeller, was taken to a wildlife center for rehabilitation. Over 900 Mayo Clinic staff in the Midwest have contracted COVID-19 in the past 2 weeks. Most of the exposures happened in the community, officials said. American train attack witness hospitalized in Paris. The lawyer for an American who was scheduled to testify about his role in the dramatic capture of an Islamic state operative aboard a high-speed train says his witness has been hospitalized after he flew into Paris. Dow futures extend losses following Wednesday's sell-off. U.S. stock futures traded slightly lower early Thursday on the heels of a market slide a day earlier as recent rally lost steam. And switching gears now, let's go into weather. Let's take a look at the weather across the United States for you right now. And here's a look at the weather across the United States for all of you right now. In Boston, it'll be 33 degrees with clouds and sun. New York City, 39 degrees, sun. Washington, D.C., 47 degrees with sun. In Atlanta, 61 degrees with sun. Jacksonville, Florida, 64 degrees with sun. Tampa Bay, Florida, clouds and sun, 78 degrees. Miami, 79 degrees with the wind. In Dallas, 75 degrees and sun. In Las Vegas, 81 degrees with wind. In Phoenix, 88 degrees in sun. Los Angeles, 68 degrees in clouds. And San Francisco, 64 degrees with clouds. And that is a look at your weather across the United States for today. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into a cooking segment. We have a cooking segment for you. These pumpkin-shaped cream cheese danishes are the perfect easy Thanksgiving dish. Let's take a look and learn how to make them.
Chef George Duran, and today we're making pumpkin-shaped and cream cheese stuffed danishes. You don't want to miss this one. First, let's preheat our oven to 350, and I'm going to be using some of these pre-made biscuits. It's kind of a shortcut, but well worth it. Okay, let's make our cream cheese stuffing, and for that we're going to need some cream cheese, confectioner's sugar, and some pumpkin spice. Let's flatten out our biscuits a little bit and then add a little bit of that cream cheese and shape it around the cream cheese. Make sure you pinch it shut and shape it into a little ball. So grab some twine and let's put it in some oil so it doesn't stick to the bread when we bake it. Okay, now let's start tying up our biscuit. 1, 2, 3, just like this. Don't tie it too tight. When it bakes, it's going to actually grow into the pumpkin shape. Okay, let's make an egg wash using egg yolk, a little bit of sugar. Brush this egg yolk onto each pumpkin. Place it seam side down on baking sheets into the oven. And take a look at this. Patience. Let's carefully cut the twine, remove it very gently, and now for the stem of the pumpkin, you can add something like pretzels or a cinnamon stick or even walnuts.
Looks very yummy. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into entertainment news. And in your entertainment news, George Clooney says everything changed the moment he met his girlfriend and wife. Let's take a listen to that video from Entertainment Tonight.
George Clooney is world famous, but he is also really, really private. Until now. Welcome, Jonathan Bennett, our guest co-host today.
Thank you so much. Entertainment tonight. Dun, dun. That's the song.
We have so much ground to cover. Don't worry, you'll get a chance to sing. You have a new Hallmark Christmas movie. We're going to talk Mean Girls. But first, George is doing a lot of talking as GQ's Man of the Year, revealing things we never knew about Amal and his devastating motorcycle accident.
Split my helmet in half. It was bad, and I was just waiting for the switch to turn on.
Clooney describes the 2018 crash in terrifying detail. When I hit the ground, my mouth, I thought all my teeth were broken out. George tells GQ he recently had neck surgery for a resulting disc problem. Amal banned George from ever riding again. George broke a rib after a previous motorcycle crash in 2007.
You don't want to be in another motorcycle accident either. I mean, it just
No,
goes
I
on.
don't, and there absolutely is that concern.
The 59-year-old Oscar winner also talks about how Amal changed his mind about marriage.
I don't foresee it in my future.
He says, I didn't know how unfull my life was until I met Amal, and then everything changed. And I was like, oh, actually, this has been a huge empty space.
I'm not mad at anything. I got a brilliant, beautiful wife.
As for life during the pandemic, well, George and Amal are sticking close to their LA home to avoid risk factors. Their 3-year-old son has asthma. While Amal works remotely, George says, I cut my own hair and I cut my kids' hair, and I'm mopping and vacuuming and doing the laundry and doing the dishes every day. And while Clooney's not above doing chores, he also hasn't lost his charming sense of humor. Check out how he got Julia Roberts to do Ocean's 11.
I didn't know her. I'd never met her. And she was making $20 million a film. And we just talked Brad into doing it and Matt into doing it. And we wanted Julia to do it. So I put a $20 bill on the script and I sent it to her. And I said, here, you get 20 a picture.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Grey's Anatomy. Patrick Dempsey reacts to moving response to his return. Let's take a listen to that video right now from Entertainment Tonight.
We were really concerned that someone would take a picture and it would get out somehow. But we managed to keep it a secret, which was pretty phenomenal.
That's Patrick Dempsey dishing on his surprise return to Grey's Anatomy. Derek. On Wednesday, the actor appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show and opened up about how he and his former co-star Ellen Pompeo hope to spark a little joy this year with the unexpected return of Derek Shepherd. You know, Meredith Grey's late hubby.
The impact of the response has been incredibly overwhelming and very moving. It was nice to be able to have it work out this way.
He explained that the whole thing came to be after a get-together with Ellen over the summer, where they brainstormed ways to encourage people to wear a mask.
You know, we hadn't spoken in quite some time, so we were playing catch-up, and she goes, what do you think about coming back onto the show? Here's our idea of what we want to do for season 17. And I was like, what a great opportunity for people, and how great it would be for the fans, really, to see everybody reunited in this sort of bizarre way.
The 54-year-old actor credits the series writers and its showrunner Krista Vernoff with coming up with the whole concept of Derek visiting Meredith during her COVID dream thing. And he said that keeping his cameo a secret was top priority.
Nobody knew about it other than ABC, of course, some people at ABC, Krista, and then Alan and myself, and that was it. And then we started talking to the directors, which would be Debbie Allen, who's amazing, and Kevin McKidd, who was one of the directors that I worked with, and that was it. And no one knew until I showed up on set that day.
Well, E.T. caught up with Kevin McKidd, who directed the big episode and also plays Dr. Owen Hunt, following Patrick's big return. And he admitted that everyone was pretty paranoid while shooting that beach scene.
And at one point, we saw this boat out on the horizon. And it stayed there for a bit too long, and we were like, that's a paparazzi boat, that's a paparazzi boat. But luckily, it wasn't a paparazzi boat, but we really thought it was. So there was a lot of paranoia about keeping this thing secret.
Yeah, because you are on,
it was stressful.
You're on a beach. I mean, somebody could see you.
Yeah, we had to walk down that whole beach, so nobody was allowed on it. It was a whole production. It was like a military operation.
And even though it was a little stressful, he said it was great having Patrick back.
It was this really nostalgic, warm feeling. It felt very sort of cathartic and healing. And we all get to reminisce about all those years that we've worked together. So it was really, truly lovely. We had just a great catch up about life and about where our lives are, and and again, it just felt really. It felt like seeing an old friend from a long time ago that I hadn't seen in a while. And it was just awesome.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Very cool indeed. And it will air tonight on Grey's Anatomy. And let's take a look at those celebrity birthdays for today. Let's see which celebrities are celebrating a birthday today. And happy birthday to all of these celebrities. We hope they have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful day. And that does it for this Thursday edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Thank you for joining us for this Thursday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Have a great rest of your Thursday. See you back here tomorrow for another edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Goodbye.